by Bonhoeffer by the name of Bon Dior. So there's really not much you can add there, is there, Clint?
No, $4,000, I think, purchase as a younger horse, but no public trials. The market's got to be the guide, and well, the market's just, there's been a little bit of a nibble, but nothing significant. So looking at the individual walking past there, it looks a nice type.
I think they bet 41, or they certainly bet $31 pre-post, so there was money for him early doors. Now, the next horse we're looking at is Extra Olives, who's had the two jump outs at Flemington. Hard to tell with the first one. I thought the last one was very good, and they went along okay time there. Yeah,
it wasn't really tested in, I didn't think, in the most recent jump out, and seemed to go pretty well. I believe this one was a $500,000 purchase as well at the sale, so spent a pretty penny and looks a nice horse going forward.
Down we go to number 3. This is Lincoln Rupee's half-sister, Inspired Estelle, who had that jump out and ran third at Caulfield.
Yeah, a couple of jump outs and showed good speed. So she looks like, you know, she's going to be ready-made from the McPrice yard, and she's handling it all very well down here as well. She can gallop. She's got speed. I'm not sure how strong she'll be at the business end, but might be a nice starting point here.
Madam Brussels for Contract Racing and Hayes Avenue out of the good mare Honest Politician, who's been a good producer. Had a couple of jump outs. Nothing to rave about, I thought, Clint.
No, and well, yeah, 2 of them were sort of pushed out in each of those as well. Blink it up. When the blinkers go on early,
positive.
Yeah, I just a little bit of a hesitation when I see that, particularly on the back of some trials where they've been asked to do a bit. So I prefer to see for the time being.
Now here's one of the roughies in the race, Magnanimously, who has had the one start at Moonee Valley.
Through this in the numbers. So look, on debut at Moonee Valley, there not much went right. It sort of wasn't great out. I thought it was urged along a bit, got on heels and seen him lose balance and was on the worst part of the track. Forgive run, I'd give it another chance. It was a strong race, that one.
First starter without any support is Miss Two Pairs, and again, I didn't see any recent trial form for her.
No public trials, and I think cost 18,000 at the Magic Millions in Tasmania. So prefer to see Miss Two Pairs at this stage, but she looks also like she's carrying a little bit of condition to me, so I'd wait for another day.
And here we go with the horse who's had the 2 outings. This is number 7. You're on Top Selection, Moshki.
She looks pretty fit, I must say. Had to freshen up. Her last run was early November, and she looks pretty fit here, so there's not going to be a lot of room for improvement there, but I thought the format of her races was good. A good second at Bendigo behind Dalradian, and there was no disgrace behind Concealer in that strong race at Flemington down the straight. She's a big chance.
Down we go to another first starter here for David Brideoak, and this galloper is Pearl of the Plain, who looked pretty ordinary in its trial, what I saw, the jump out at Mornington.
Yeah, this daughter of Jet Sparrow, $20,000 purchase. Oh, just wanted to send having a cough there. Which one was that? I thought it might have been the 3, which was Inspired Estelle. Anyway, moving back along, $20,000 purchase, yes, and I prefer to see based on the work.
Here's Pont Roma, who's had the 2 runs, and again, you know, the advantage of race experience, and against the same horse who beat it on 2 occasions.
Yeah, she's a really nice type, isn't she? She's got some presence about her. The form really speaks very strongly for her chances here. A little bit of a tricky gate. She fought on gamely, I thought, after covering ground last start behind Hell of an Effort, who's beaten her both times, but there's been no disgrace in losing to that horse. She's got some power. She's got some strength, and she's held her condition together very well from both runs. She looks primed to do well again. Okay, Clint, let's have a look at your top 4. It's always tricky with these first starters. It is. I mean, you're sort of going in a little blind, aren't you, with the unraced gallopers. I thought of the exposed form. I was happy enough to sort of take the more generous odds around Moshki, who's got out to 6 back into 550 on course. Pont Roma, its form speaks for itself. I thought Magnanimously deserved another chance. Seemed had excuses there, wrong part of the track. And Extra Olives had gone quite well in a recent jump out when wasn't tested. So I went 7, 9, 5 and 2.
Okay, let's have a look at Pont Roma, the replay of its last start performance before we have our first interview coming up. Here's Pont Roma. Again, finds the line strongly. It did a very good job at pull ground at Geelong off the eventual winner, whom beats it here again at Caulfield last time out. But with the